Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Seiko SLA023. This is also known as the Marinemaster 300, and this of course is the blue dial version. Before we get started, I want to say a huge thank you to Gem Bijou for allowing for me to borrow this for a week and a bit. I've had it for that amount of time, so this is not by any means a comprehensive review. It is a short-term review, and I won't be able to give you the nitty-gritty, so to speak, of owning one day in and day out. But let's get started. So to get started with the dimensions, we have a 43.5 millimeter case. That's what my calipers measured. Can round it up to 44, but it is 50 millimeters lug to lug, and it is 15 millimeters thick. As you can see, the crown here is at 4 o'clock rather than the 3 o'clock position. The lug spacing is 20 millimeters. So it seems like it's a hefty watch. It seems like it would be an unwearable watch, but to my surprise, it is actually a very wearable watch. It's very enjoyable to wear, and it's a little top heavy, but it's a very fun watch to wear, and it wears a lot smaller than it is. I'd be as bold as to say that it wears more like a 40 millimeter if you were considering something like a Longines. Even though it has a 50 millimeter lug to lug, they curve down. They're shaped in a very specific way that makes it every little thing here helps. The way that they're polished toward the end, it really does not look like a 50 millimeter lug to lug watch. And it also has a few tricks that Seiko implements. As you can see here, it has been cut. The case has been cut in a concave way as it reaches the wrist, and that makes it wear small as well. So all these little things add to the way this watch wears, and it really is a special watch in that regard. The bezel action is a 120 click. It's a 120 click bezel. One of the best, if not the best, bezel action I've ever experienced. It is really easy to use, very easy to turn. Even my kids can turn it, which is saying something. It's a lot of space. It lines up well. Everything seems to be working in excellent order here. A beautiful ceramic bezel as well. Everything is just fantastic, and it's been loomed up to the 20-minute mark. So that's a bonus. Seiko doesn't usually do that. And I recently experienced or reviewed the SLA037. That's the really expensive Seiko Prospex diver that's celebrating 55 years of Seiko dive watches. The 62 mass reissue. I would say that this bezel is better than that bezel as well. So there's that. This is half the price of that watch. So you're really getting a lot if you do consider that watch to be a good value, which you really shouldn't. But this watch is up there. As you can see here, the caseback has this strange trapezoidal shape, but it is a monoblock case. So the dial, the movement, the hands and everything is loaded in through the front. It's not a screw down caseback. And because of this, it can be used for saturation diving, and it will not get any helium intrusion, or so they say. So, assuming you don't open the crown when you're underwater in the dive chamber. Anyway, that's a whole other story. It's a monoblock case, so you don't need a helium escape valve. Everything is just fantastic about this watch. Let's talk a bit about the bracelet here. It is a very nice bracelet. The clasp is really nice as well. You have polished intermediate links, sorry. And of course the clasp has this really interesting ratcheting dive extension system. You press back on the clasp to pull out the extension, and you can squeeze it back in once it's over your dive suit and get it snug and tight. Really interesting clasp system. The only issue I have with it is if you do use it for day-to-day comfort, that doesn't look very good on your wrist, and it's also kind of sharp right here. So I wouldn't say this is a permanent fixture, while dive clasp extension systems like the Rolex Submariner, the Omega Seamaster Professional, those clasp extension systems can be used day to day. Even the Mido clasp extension system. This is more of a strictly dive based, temporary clasp extension system. One other gripe I have about this bracelet is the size of these links, and I have heard this complaint before. They are really, really long links, and this actively has hindered my comfort. I don't understand why Seiko has done this, why the links are so long. It would have been absolutely perfect if the links were shorter, but so right now this does not wear very comfortably on the bracelet for me, so much so that it is a bit of a deal breaker. If I were to wear this watch, I would have to take it off the bracelet if I were to wear it on a permanent basis, day-to-day basis, and that's a real bummer. I of course have a 6 1/4 inch wrist or 16 centimeter wrist, depending on the time of day, and it wears really well on me. Even the bracelet, it's so nice. I wish I could wear it all the time, but it is not comfortable because of the length of these links. It's a real huge disappointment, a missed opportunity there. But that said, an absolutely fantastic watch. You get a lot of watch for your money. It is a fair bit of money, but you do get quite a bit of watch. The movement is an SLA023. It's not perfectly regulated. They do give themselves a tolerance of -15 to +15 seconds. However, usually they come in way tighter than that. The tolerances are way tighter. It's just that if you do get a bad one which runs at 15 seconds a day plus, you can't take it to the factory, or you can't take it to the service center and say, hey, re-regulate my watch, which is again a bummer. And it's not easy to regulate this movement, or it's not easy to regulate the movement in this watch because of this monoblock case. So chances of you doing it yourself are slim. Anyway guys, that has been a quick review of the Seiko SLA023. It is by far one of my favorite blue dials, and one of my favorite, probably the most favorite bezel that I have ever handled. It is really buttery smooth and really crisp. So I hope you guys take care and stay safe out there. I will see you in the next video. Bye.